Welcome to English Podcast, your place to enjoy captivating stories and real conversations while improving your English. Listen anytime, anywhere, and boost your confidence step by step.
Have you ever imagined a weekend without the internet? I mean, completely offline. No scrolling through social media, no checking emails, no streaming movies. It sounds almost impossible these days, right?
It does, actually. We're so connected all the time. It's like we've forgotten how to disconnect. This story is about someone who's forced to do just that. It's called, A Weekend Without Internet Rediscovering Offline Joys.
Intriguing title. So, where does our story take place?
In a small, cozy cabin in the woods. Imagine a place surrounded by tall trees, with a lake shimmering nearby. It's a peaceful, secluded spot, perfect for a quiet getaway. Our main character, David, has rented this cabin for the weekend.
Sounds idyllic. Secluded means quiet and private, away from people, right?
Exactly. He's looking forward to some rest and relaxation. He plans to catch up on some reading, maybe do some writing. He's brought a stack of books and his trusty laptop.
Ah, the laptop. I bet that's where the without internet part comes into play. Is there something wrong with the Wi-Fi?
You guessed it. He arrives at the cabin on Friday afternoon, eager to get settled in. He unpacks his things, makes himself a cup of coffee, and opens his laptop. And that's when he discovers no internet connection.
Oh dear, that's a nightmare for many people nowadays. I can almost feel his rising panic.
He tries everything. He restarts his laptop multiple times. He checks the router, but nothing works. There's just no signal. He calls the cabin owner, who informs him that a recent storm has knocked out the internet in the entire area. And it won't be back until Monday.
A whole weekend offline. So, what does he do? I imagine he's quite frustrated. Frustrated means feeling annoyed or disappointed because you can't achieve something.
At first, he is. He paces around the cabin, feeling restless and agitated. Agitated is a good word here. It means feeling nervous and unable to relax. He's so used to being constantly connected, he doesn't know what to do with himself.
So, the internet was down, and I was, frankly, a little panicked at first. I mean, what was I going to do all weekend? I usually spend hours scrolling through social media or watching videos. But then I remembered my old guitar, gathering dust in the corner. I hadn't played it in ages.
That's a great idea. Gathering dust is a good idiom. It means something hasn't been used for a long time. So, you picked up your guitar. What happened then? Did you rediscover your musical talent?
Well, I wouldn't say talent, exactly. It was more like rediscovering a forgotten friend. My fingers were clumsy at first, but slowly, I started to remember some old chords. It felt good, a real sense of accomplishment, you know?
I can imagine. There's something very satisfying about playing a musical instrument. It's a different kind of engagement than you get from the digital world.
Exactly. And then, something even better happened. My daughter, Lily, who's usually glued to her phone, came into the room. She was looking a little lost, like a ship without a rudder. She asked what I was doing, and I showed her a few simple chords.
Glued to her phone. Another great idiom. It describes someone who spends a lot of time on their phone, almost like they're stuck to it. So, Lily got interested in the guitar?
Yeah, she did. At first, she was hesitant, a little awkward. But then she started to get the hang of it. We spent the next hour just playing simple tunes together. It was a real bonding experience. We were actually connecting, face to face, not through screens.
That's lovely. Get the hang of it means to start understanding or becoming good at something. It sounds like you were both enjoying yourselves. A real bonding experience, as you said, which means it strengthened your relationship.
It really was. And later that afternoon, with no internet to distract us, we decided to go for a walk in the nearby park. Now, we live near a beautiful park, but we hardly ever go there. Usually, we're too busy with our devices.
I know what you mean. It's easy to forget the simple pleasures when you're constantly online. So, what did you do at the park?
We explored the trails, climbed trees, and even saw a family of deer. Lily was fascinated. She even started collecting interesting leaves and stones. It was like rediscovering nature, not just for her, but for me too. Fascinated means extremely interested and captivated.
It's amazing how much we miss when we're glued to our screens, isn't it? It sounds like you and Lily had a wonderful, enriching day, despite the lack of internet. Collecting leaves and stones, that's a classic childhood activity. It's good to see you both embracing the offline world.
So, to quickly recap what's happened so far in our story. A weekend without internet. Mark, our main character, is accidentally forced offline when a squirrel chews through his internet cable. He's initially panicked, reliant as he is on his devices. He tries, unsuccessfully, to get the internet fixed immediately. Reliant, by the way, means depending on something a lot.
Exactly. He's completely lost without his usual online distractions. He considers going to a cafe with Wi-Fi, but realizes he's out of data on his phone. It's a real predicament for a modern, connected guy like Mark. Predicament means a difficult or unpleasant situation.
He's starting to feel a bit lost and bored, right? He doesn't know what to do with himself. It's Saturday morning, and he usually spends it browsing news websites and social media.
Precisely. And that's where we left him. Restless, disconnected, and staring out the window. He sees his neighbor, Mrs. Higgins, tending her beautiful garden. Remember, she's known for her green thumb, a talent for gardening.
Yes, and that image sparks something in Mark. He remembers a time before constant internet access, when he enjoyed simpler things. Like, well, gardening. It's a subtle but important turning point in the story.
He's at a crossroads. He can either wallow in his internet-less misery, or he can find something else to occupy his time. Wallow, a good word to learn, means to indulge in something negative, like self-pity.
And we'll see what he chooses to do as we continue the story. So far, it's about how being forced offline can be an unexpected opportunity for change.
Absolutely. It's about rediscovering the joys of the offline world, those simple pleasures we often forget in our hyper-connected lives. Hyper-connected, meaning extremely connected, always online.
It's a common situation many of us can relate to, even if we haven't had a squirrel sabotage our internet connection. We'll see if Mark can make the most of his unexpected digital detox.
And hopefully learn a thing or two about himself in the process. Digital detox, taking a break from digital devices. A great expression to remember.
The afternoon sun cast long shadows across the park as I continued sketching. I was surprised by how much I was enjoying this simple activity. I hadn't drawn anything since I was a child.
It's amazing how disconnecting can reconnect you with forgotten hobbies, isn't it? That reminds me, cast long shadows is a great visual phrase. It means to create long, dark shapes because of the angle of the sun, but it can also be used figuratively.
Figuratively? Like how?
Well, you could say, the events of that day cast a long shadow over his life, meaning the events had a lasting, negative impact.
Oh, I see. That's a useful one. So, back to my sketching. I noticed a group of kids playing a game I vaguely recognized.
What game was it?
It was called hopscotch. Remember that? You draw a grid on the ground and hop through it. It seems like such a simple game, but they were having a blast. Another good expression. Having a blast, it means having a lot of fun. Exactly, they were completely engrossed in the game, oblivious to everything else around them. Engrossed means completely absorbed or focused on something.
And oblivious means unaware or not noticing something.
Right, it made me think about how easily we get distracted these days with our phones and constant notifications. These kids were experiencing pure, unadulterated joy, another lovely expression. Unadulterated means pure or not mixed with anything else.
It's a powerful word. So, did you join them?
I was tempted. I observed them for a while, sketching their energetic movements. It was a charming scene.
Charming, meaning pleasant and attractive, is a great word to describe something delightful like that. It sounds like you were rediscovering the simple pleasures of life.
Absolutely. I decided to take a stroll through the park, enjoying the fresh air and the tranquility. Tranquility means peacefulness and calmness. It was the perfect antidote to a usually hectic week.
Hectic, meaning very busy and full of activity. It's often used to describe a stressful or chaotic schedule. So, how did you spend the rest of your internet-free afternoon?
I found a quiet bench under a willow tree and started reading a book I'd been meaning to get to for ages. Meaning to is a good phrase. It implies an intention to do something but haven't gotten around to it yet.
We've all been there. What were you reading?
It was a collection of short stories, and I was completely captivated. Captivated means strongly attracted and interested, almost like being spellbound. I lost all track of time. The quiet immersion in the stories was a welcome change from the constant barrage of digital information I'm usually bombarded with. Okay, let's quickly recap the story so far. Remember, recap means to summarize. Mark, frustrated with constant internet distractions, decided to unplug for the weekend. He initially struggled with boredom, feeling like he was climbing the walls, which means feeling restless and agitated.
He tried watching TV, but even that felt dull without the internet. He then remembered his old guitar. Collecting dust in the attic. Collecting dust is a good idiom, meaning unused for a long time. He felt a spark of excitement, a feeling he hadn't experienced in ages. He rediscovered his passion for music.
Exactly. Playing the guitar brought back happy memories and filled the silence in his house with something more meaningful. He even started writing a new song, inspired by the peace and quiet of his offline weekend. He spent hours absorbed in his music, losing track of time. Absorbed means completely focused and engaged.
He also decided to go for a walk in the park. Without his phone to distract him, he noticed the beauty around him. The birds singing, the children playing, the rustling leaves. He felt present in the moment, not constantly thinking about online updates or notifications. It was a refreshing change.
Yes, and remember how he bumped into his neighbor, Sarah, in the park. They had a real conversation, not just a quick text message. Bumped into means to meet someone unexpectedly. They connected on a deeper level, discussing their lives and interests. This face-to-face interaction was much more rewarding than any online chat.
And then, the big realization. Mark understood that being constantly connected had actually made him feel more disconnected from real life. He had been so busy consuming digital content that he'd forgotten the simple joys of the offline world: music, nature, and genuine human connection.
He decided to make a conscious effort to balance his online and offline life in the future. He realized the internet is a useful tool, but it shouldn't replace real-life experiences. He learned to appreciate the value of disconnecting and being present in the moment. Remember, conscious effort means a deliberate and intentional action.
So, the weekend without internet, initially a challenge, ended up being a valuable lesson for Mark. It reminded him of the importance of balance and helped him rediscover the beauty of a simpler, more connected life, offline. A real eye-opener, meaning something that makes you realize something important.
Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.